And I'm going to assume that when it says I'm live, that means it will be recorded and I'm live. So how the fuck has everybody been? It's been an extremely, I'd say, and definitely for us, it's been an extremely long period of time before we've done any kind of live stream. And there's good reason for that, trust me. There are events that preceded the Buff Weeb stuff that you're not really aware of at all, where things got a little bit dangerous up in our parts. Now we were dealing. Hey, what's hi Tab? What's up? What am I talking about? Yeah, I'm saying hi to everybody that's nice in chat. I like you. You're cool. You're always going to be cool in my book. But as per, uh, my head doctor's advice, I don't read chats and live streams because it can make me extremely, almost psychotic. So I don't deal in live stream chats anymore. But I think Shanny is the one that came up with the title for this. So I'll try and cover everything that's in that and better, you know. But the personal thing is, let's just say we're not in PA and let's just say we're not in New York. And I'm going to leave it there because personal life shit now is what I call off limits in terms of me. Now, Shanny's her own individual, and if someday she chooses to go back on and talk about personal shit, that's entirely her business, right? But for me, uh, look, my first channel was Revelation News. I debuted on YouTube in like August of 2012. That was like my first video. Around that time was like August of 2012. And I never really talked about my personal life other than where it was testimony videos. And it was just showing Christ in my life and how, like, yeah, it's pretty hard to fucking deny God when you see God so clearly in your life, right? So I did very positive Christian videos. That's what I did, man. Then I got with Shanny. And this is not any slight to her because I know that's what everybody likes to do. And I'm sure I threw that shit around when I was on the circuit on the Repsians and doing all that shit in that very crazy fucking time. That was all a huge fucking mistake. And I literally take responsibility for it and say, yeah, I'm sorry that I was weak in the flesh and not obeying my vows in marriage with Shannon, which is in sickness and in health, and she was sick mentally. The thing with Will made her so fucking depressed that she was pushed into a pit, and I should have been at the edge of the pit going, hey, honey, take my hand. And I said to myself in my head, yeah, Jay, you did that. You tried to get her to go and fucking get mental help, and you knew she needed it. You tried that, and she wouldn't do it. Well, there's still a very important thing called love and marriage. Love and marriage goes together like a horse and kid. Yeah, that you know that fucking song. Married with Children, all the dog shit. I want to thank every one of you, 167 folks in here, with 6 thumbs up. That's extremely generous, and I love you for that. Because for some fucking reason, you do like watching me from time to time. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not feeling horribly, insanely depressed right now, which has been my life almost every day for quite a while right now. Because there's certain things going on that in personal life stuff that I'm going to say it like it's a huge loss that I feel in my heart is for Gavin Kit Kats. And I know that's it's like, oh, it's a cat and blah blah blah. Yeah, but they literally like become your children. If you don't have children, it's literally like, well, that's my baby, you know? That's my baby. And losing that baby has been extremely fucking difficult. I've even had dreams where the boy was like pretty much in my arms, you know, and it felt so real. So I have like that soul. It's like a soul fucking thing with Gavin, and I'm trying to work past that. It helps having pictures of him, and I look at the old pictures and I go, oh, that's my boy, you know. But then, see, look, I said I'm not going to have any personal stuff as I proceed to tell you about personal stuff in my life. Well, let's say that this is sort of like a step back into what I want to do. I'm not completely not going to tell you about personal stuff because the last fucking thing that happened to us with the buff weeb, that fucking torture device tank thing, that you have to consent to be tortured, which, you know, we did, for one.
It's exploitation.
But what I'm saying is you're going to get, now what I'm going to get into my next mode here that I'm going to go into is what I want to do for you as a content creator going forward, okay? I want to close the door on personal stuff. And for now, the way it has to be is that you don't know what state we're in. Because that's the best way for us to try and pull ourselves up and get up off the floor and make some kind of life that's worth living. But to close that up, I want to say I want to thank everybody that has helped me out in my Venmo account because, like, you're fucking paying for our food and everything because we got the EBT shit turned off. We got to turn it on. So everybody that gave anything in my Venmo, and it's Jason. It's at Jason-Egroff. It's just my name. If you could help me out there whenever you can, whoever you can, a buck, whatever, it's cool because you really help us out a lot. A lot. So, you know, I think back to the days when I was making videos on a consistent basis about world shit. And what I look at in the fucking headlines like every fucking day today, if I was on there doing what I was doing then, I'd probably be making 5 videos a fucking day. But there's really cool Christian content creators out there that are into the esoteric end of Christianity and prophecy and how the second coming is very fucking, well, I'm extremely surprised it hasn't happened yet. But when you realize how many nuclear weapons are ready to literally be launched at various targets on the planet, you know, that clock, they have a clock, that the midnight fucking clock, okay? And the last time that it's like 0.15 seconds to midnight. So it's basically on midnight already. And the reason why is because the Masons are really, they want to pull the big trigger now.
You're sick of us.
If you listen to Paul Wolfowitz, and I can't remember where this interview was, but he did an interview and he said, what we need is another 9/11, a 9/11 on the level of like a thermonuclear Holocaust type 9/11. And only then will the American people truly understand how much danger they're in. And lots of people will die, yes, but in the new order that follows, it will be a much safer planet. Now, if you know anything about Masonry, you know that there is a light side and a dark side to Masonry. As in any fucking brotherhood, any kind of secret society, any kind of clandestine political group, say, you're going to have a place where they're like, well, We come together every once in a while and we talk about shit, like the Bilderberg Group. They're a big one that has kind of fallen off of everybody's mouth and they don't even pay attention to it anymore because, well, the main guy that followed it, Tucker, is his last name. I can't remember. Jim. Yeah, Jim Tucker. He was like a fucking incredible reporter. The fucking decades of reporting on Bilderberg Group. And if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for Jim Tucker, we probably wouldn't even know about the existence of the Bilderberg Group, which, if you don't know, it's a party where these elites get together and go, fuck the everyday American, we hate you, and we want you slave status, that you have to lick a fucking floor to make $5 an hour, that you can't even have a fucking apartment. So why would you want a job in the first place? Because you can't even fucking have an apartment with the income. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the 185 people. Why did he go on some kind of fucking rant about the Masons? Well, this is why. The Iran war is a Mason war. There's zero doubt about that. Because both Trump, it's unbelievable that people like myself actually thought that this guy could have been something positive for the fucking country when he's got every single marker of one of them and not us, and us being the patriot-minded fucking Americans. That if the founders were alive today, Donald Trump would hang from a fucking tree. The level of corruption, the level of, crony capitalist bullshit making him billions of dollars. Now it's cryptocurrency, this piece of shit has put his son in some LLC bullshit dog shit company that's going to make trillions in the fucking crypto market and fraud, because that's what the majority of cryptocurrencies are, is pump and dump bullshit fraud. It's like a bunch of little Ponzi schemes, and the biggest Ponzi scheme, of course, is Bitcoin, which will pop one day and go to zero, and people will lose their fucking minds, and a lot of people will probably, self-terminate over that shit, because that's what they make their life about. Well, where am I going to get the Facebook girls to hit me up every night if I don't have $1 trillion of crypto? My life is over. I'll never get a fucking blowjob again for money. But it's over. You get it? Those of us that are going through, learning to live on the least, I think we're in good shape. If you're in that place mentally, that you're not thinking, oh shit, I can't live another day without that Lamborghini. When you have a Rolls Royce in the fucking driveway, if you're thinking that minded way, I think you're already fucked. You're in a real bad spot. But if you're like the homeless who, they run out of whatever little money they do have, and then they start looking on the side of the road for a half decent cigarette butt to smoke, and you go, holy shit, there's half of a Newport, and your day is amazing because of that. You just found half of a smoked Newport, and you go, I can put that in my mouth and fucking smoke it. And then you do it, and you go, oh man, I could get like bird flu. What if the motherfucker that was token on this thing had like face herpes? Oh God, you got face herpes just from having a cigarette. Yeah, but see, it was worth the cigarette. And that's what it's like being homeless. Oh, will I get face herpes? In multiple ways out here. Not for me, because I don't fornicate. I'm with Shanny, so I don't fornicate, so I don't have to worry about the venereal monstrosities out here.
Oh.
I don't have to worry about that. My cock turns green, like, natter, and there's orange shit coming from my cock. I don't have to worry about that because I'm sticking with Shanny, and I know Shanny's a good girl, and she doesn't do shit ever with anybody but me. And do you know how much of a gift that is? That's a huge gift. To know for a fact that she ain't looking for because they're slimy, they're weird. Do you get this? 99% of the time having some sort of sprinkling of venereal disease in it. So why would you? Why would you go from one to another? Because it's just you're waiting for disease. That's all. And 99% of the time the love making ain't the best anyway. Right, ladies?
You have to hear about that today.
You want to hear about James Franco? And that just came into my head, James Franco, who is allegedly an actor. I call James Franco an alleged actor because I've seen him in Pineapple Express, I've seen him in Spider-Man, and probably a couple other films where he's just James Franco. He's not acting. I'll give it to you. He's a good actor if we're going to say he's an actor like Jack Nicholson that just goes to be Jack Nicholson on screen. You know? He gets roles because that's a character actor. They're hired for roles because of their character, the way they are. So, if you say James Franco is a good actor in that sense, maybe I'll give it to you. I would not put him in any category of goodness. I'm not being mean on that. I'm just, my opinion, he's just a character actor. And a lot of people, I guess, you know, dig him as a character actor. You like Pineapple Express, right?
Yes.
See, she's a Seth Rogen fan. I think he's absolutely dog shit because he likes seeing children in ball gags. Could we say a person's just a little tad suspect if
Yes.
they want to see ball gags in children's mouths?
Yeah, that's why I don't watch him no more.
And Johnny Knoxville, too.
Ugh.
And I would just say to Knoxville, you got to stop being a fucking
Scumbag?
a dog shit individual, and you need to doubly apologize to Bam for fucking up his leg. And then you need to doubly, triply apologize to Bam for not giving him adequate compensation for the level of fucking amazingness that he did for Jackass, which is basically, he's a founding member. Could you say that? How much money should Bam be swimming in and never have to worry about, like, not eating or something? Because he was literally in that type of spot, man.
Show business.
That you want to fuck him totally in the asshole like that? Why? Like I don't. What? He's not. Like, he kind of fits the fucking. He's a Satanist, right? So he kind of fits the clothes of a star that you would want to have a lot of money. So give him his fucking money. Like, that's bullshit. Maybe Bam will come around, though, and see that the flip and the inverse of what he was believing before is better. And it, like, you know, the healing of the heart and all that shit is really fucking cool. And Villy would tell him the same, you know. I saw a thing where it was like 4 years ago or something. If Villy said that Bam was turning into a very toxic individual. I mean, Bam would literally shit his pants and cry if he saw that. Now you guys got me conscious about saying fucking Villy's name, because it's like Villy, it's not Villy, it's Valley or Ville. I'm not Finnish. I'm American.
James Franco.
I don't give a shit. I'd rather talk about Villy. Volo. But he's pretty much out of the spotlight now. He just has like a Finnish model girlfriend. He's never been married, ever. He probably won't ever be. But, yeah. Anyway, fine. James Franco. Bullshit. Wow, that was incredible, wasn't it? Where he wanted to set up this whole thing where he has this incredible fucking evidence of an alien in his fucking garage, right? One of the most riveting fucking Hollywood stories that could have ever existed is James Franco in his house, and he looks out the window and he goes, wow, that's my garage, man. No, I'm seeing something. That's a fucking gray alien, motherfucker. That's the most amazing thing. Somebody said I love Shanny.
Aww.
Top Chat. Thank you, Top Chat. We love Shanny here. But he looks out the window and he sees a fucking alien and he goes, holy shit, I'm going to relaunch my career on aliens. But at the same time, having a pretty legit looking nervous breakdown. Like he's running through the streets of the city going, I really got to get out of here, man. This is not the right place for me to be.
Guys,
Hmm.
I should have talked with Joe. He said I don't have a right to kick Rodney out of the tent. He's always been there for me when other people haven't.
Okay, I'm on a live stream, so this is like the, you know what I mean, the politics of a camp, or we're not going to go there. But I'm going
Oh, I
to
didn't
go.
know you were in a live
No, that's
stream.
okay. That's cool. It's fine. I just wanted to thank everybody for being with me. I got 229 people here, 37 thumbs up. I want to thank you. Made a successful live stream. That's definitely successful. So I want to thank you for that. And Shanny says hi. She loves you. But I just wanted to mainly just say the James Franco thing's total bullshit. And why? It's obviously a person in a suit going, hi, I'm an alien. Isn't that incredible? Just great. James Franco, that's taken care of. Okay. Realize that you're in the final stages of the Masonic Third War. Time to bring in Luciferian worship, open, all of that shit. The plan. Albert Pike's fucking bullshit, dog shit, asshole plan to bring about the worship of Lucifer on planet Earth. When it's which fucking hilarious. There's a lot of people that already worship that shit. You guys, man, I don't like judging people on intelligence, but do you realize you're worshiping a being that wants your demise and wants the demise of collective humanity? Now, if you're somebody like fucking Gary Amendum or something, that you're anti-humanity, like an anti-natalist, people that say that they think the human race should stop procreating, then I would understand why you might want to worship Lucifer. I get that. But the fact is, the majority of people want pretty much what's good for other people to happen. They want that. Good for others. So you're obviously in the camp of Christ, Jesus, because that's what he wants for all of us, is the absolute best possible. And he's going to give us that even though we don't deserve it in the millennial kingdom, which I'm telling you, you're fucking 0.5 of a second to fucking midnight to having the rapture happen. And then, oh, holy fucking shit. You want to talk about a hot planet, right? 125 degrees, 130 degrees. It's going to get real hot up down here after the rapture happens. I'm going to tell you that. And that shit's going to happen fast, okay? Yeah, I do fully believe that you're going to have a time when, one way or another, we disappear and the light of the world goes out. But I don't think it's for a long time, man. I think the rapture and the second coming are almost one event. Almost. Resurrection is what it would be called in the Old Testament, not this rapture word that's been taken and used and made fucking total bullshit out. You know, books and fucking movies and no. Like Shanny's right in the sense that the bullshit that you see on screens and in books, it's totally fictionalized reimagining of what you would call the end time fucking all the revelation shit, right? A lot of embellished dog shit. But what you have to understand about Iran is it's a fucking huge piece of the fucking time clock that you're getting to the point now where Israel is starting to see more nations say, I don't think we're going to deal with this motherfucking shit anymore. Why does Israel get the right to terrorize the planet and say, no, you're an anti-Semite, we're going to use the Samson option and blow up the entire fucking planet? What kind of universe are we living in? Any kind of fucking, where is the UN? You're gonna say, wow, Rev, now you're like, you were anti-globalist, you were anti-UN, all of that stuff, anti-NATO. And now you're trying to tell me that you think the UN should do something? Yeah, I'm telling you the UN should do something. Why?
They the only ones that have the power too.
Because you have a fucking genocide that's been going on in Palestine, Gaza,
78 years.
Gaza, you know,
78 years.
78 fucking years of death, of babies being annihilated, you know, innocents being absolutely torn apart. And that's the cup of the martyrs, I'm telling you right now, is Palestine. And if you, I would testify before Christ himself and say that I was a fucking used vessel for Zionism, because I was a Zionist, absolutely 100%. Because all I understood Zionism to mean is that I would stand for the right of the Jews to exist in Israel. That's all that Zionism meant to me. And yeah, of course I would, yeah, they should have their land. The problem is, then you do research. Uh-oh, that's when, oh shit, oh fuck. You do research, and
Not
then
their
you,
land.
and then you start finding out things like Zionism was a atheist movement. It was created by two Jewish atheists, which is a absolute cancel. Those words cancel each other out. You cannot be a Jewish atheist. That does not exist. Okay? You can be a non-believing member of the Judo or AO, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the Jewish blood, right? But to say you're a Jew and an atheist is not a thing, okay? Because the ethnicity goes with the religion in that sense. Which is why a lot of these people are claiming to be Jews and are not, like Netanyahu. And they all change their names too. His name is Melkowski. Netanyahu. They all want to put the veneer of a Middle Eastern Semite shit on themselves and cover themselves in it like a cloak of righteousness.
Majority of Israelis are actually Americans.
Mm-hmm.
They all have American accents.
100%. That's real bizarre when you start watching videos of people in Israel and they're not talking like Netanyahu even. And Netanyahu, his accent seems to be going. Oh. You see a bunch of people that sound like they're coming from probably Florida. Why? Because they're selling land over there. You know that? They're selling the blood-soaked fucking land in Gaza and the West Bank.
Cursed land.
And now how many fucking more conflicts has Netanyahu, just because he felt like it? You can say all this is anti-Semitic all you want, but you guys are blind motherfuckers if you don't see this. That the Israel Zionist fucking lobby owns everything in terms of media, and if you, I don't know if they're the top of the heap, but I think in media at least they are. That if you start talking this way about it, you're anti-Semite and you need to be blacklisted immediately. Yeah, well, that's bullshit, man. You got that. It's America, and we can fucking say it's bullshit when it's bullshit. Peace and Maranatha.